Hello everybody. Today I'll be using Sangria from the Shave Mercantile, and I'll also be talking about Mary Ann Bevan, the most beautiful, ugly woman in the world. Stay tuned. Good morning everybody, how's it going? Hope everyone is well. Another shave video, gonna be a good one. Today's topic is gonna be a little sad. I was actually looking for something involving the Civil War to do a topic about, a Civil War topic, and I stumbled on this person instead. I don't know how or why, but I promptly got interested in it. And as a fellow parent, anyone who's a parent, you'll see why. But it's sad, unknown to me. Some people might know it, but we'll get to that in a second. Want to give a quick shout out to Sean at McDuff's real quick. He sent me this. I don't know if you can see it. It's a whiskey glass. And I just got this in the mail a couple days ago. Very unexpected, man. Really appreciate this. It meant a lot to me. I got a new Shave of the Day item for any time I use your soaps. Really appreciate it, dude. It's been awesome getting to know you. You're a great guy. Love your stuff. Just want to say a quick thanks to him. Also, I always forget my coffee, so I'm going to mention I'm doing Nicaragua from Sterling. Really good, nice and dark. My kind of stuff. I'm tired. I didn't sleep well last night. We got some stuff going on. I won't get into that. Nothing bad. Just big. And I'll mention that eventually on here. But for now, no. Alright. So, if I seem wired, that's because this is my second one of these. And it's about 10:30 in the morning. So, that tells you anything. Okay, so today's soap will be Sangria from the Shave Mercantile. Ethan at the Shave Mercantile, really good guy. He has a line of soaps out that are made for his company from another company called Music City Suds. They're both based out of Tennessee. Very cool that they're both local and collaborate to keep it in-house, so to speak. But Ethan's soaps are really good. They're vegan. He doesn't have a lot of them. He has about 8, I think. Backyard, I posted that on my Instagram. That one's phenomenal. That one I was a little 50-50 about. I mean, it's, grass. It's lawn. But man, was that good. But Sangria, I say a lot, I'm not a wine guy. I'm not. But my buddy Dave makes his own Sangria. And he gave it to me to try one day, and I loved it. I was sitting on our beach in our neighborhood sipping on it, and I didn't know it was a wine. It was delicious. So I saw this, and that made me excited. And sure enough, it did not disappoint. So, really good soap. $15, I believe, on theshavemercantile.com. 15 or 20, I'm pretty sure it's 15. It might be a little more expensive due to the stuff that's in it, but only by $1 or so. So it's between 15 and 20. I think it's 15. And check out his other stuff. Laven Wood's one of my favorites. Sunkissed, he has lime. His barbershop, very yummy. I've used that on here, I think, before. Also, I will be using Rum Number 5 from Bay Isle Shave Co. This is a really good splash. He only does splashes. He only has this one. He's working on a second one. It's very good. Really, really good. It's a guy named Scott. Pretty sure his name's Scott. Should know that, right? If I'm plugging the guy. He's an Army veteran, 15-year veteran, really nice dude. I'm pretty sure his name's Scott. Very nice guy. But he makes some phenomenal, he ages this stuff, and this is actually made with real rum, alcohol rum. So, all right, I will be using that. Pre-shave, Shave Secret, a little bit of a clove scent to this that would go well with the bay rum. Gonna finish it off with peppered plum since all this is fruity scent-wise. And I'll be using my Volfix Badger, my classic Badger for that. Oh, and the razor. Haven't pulled this baby out in a while. It's one of my cheap ones. It's my Lord Classic 3-piece. And because of that, I will be using the Lord Platinum blades in that. So, okay. Let's get started, guys. I actually forgot to do, excuse the water, the pre-shave oil before I started the video, which isn't like me. So let me hurry up and get going with that. As I'm aforementioned, I'm a little tired. Just had my son's 12th birthday yesterday. So that was nice and fun. Yesterday was his actual birthday. He turned 12. Saturday is his, so we had a party for us. The way we usually do it is we have a little party for us, you know, just a family, personal thing. And then later during the weekend, before or after, whichever's closer, we'll do the actual party with his friends. So this Saturday he's going to do bowling, and he's going to have 3 or 4 of his buddies show up. So we're very excited for him. He's such a good kid. He's such a good soul. We asked him what he wanted for his birthday dinner, and he just went, "Oh, grilled cheese." We're like, "No, man, like, from where?" "Oh, we're going to go out?" "Well, yeah, man." "Oh, okay, Wendy's." Like, you don't want to go to the 99 or Bennigan's or Chili's? Nah, I'm good. I just want to stay home. I'm having too much fun playing with balloons and my sister. And he got a remote control snake. And he got a Jurassic Park sniper rifle, Nerf sniper rifle. $60 that thing. The toys they come out with now, I would torment my parents for if I were young. If I was a kid and I saw that gun, oh. So, yeah, anyway, sorry. Okay, so today's topic is about a woman named Mary Ann Bevan. Oh, I love this stuff. So Mary Ann Bevan was voted at one point in her life the world's ugliest woman. This one sounds really mean, and it is. A lot of what she went through is really sad. But you'll understand why and how and what came of it. This poor woman had a rough life. Just wanted to show you too the lather of this stuff. This is a very underrated soap. And I wish I saw it more in the community. So that's why I try to plug the smaller guys on my YouTube or anywhere really, on Instagram. I wouldn't say Ethan's terribly small. He's starting to build a bigger fan base, I think. Myself and Greg Tardif, hi Greg, are both big fans of his. I think Greg has all his soaps too. And Greg does really good videos. Little reels and snippets using Ethan's products. So Ethan has some other stuff too, man. He has name brand stuff on his website. He has fine accoutrement stuff. He has Parker, and I think he has some Dovo stuff. I might be wrong. He has a good, you know, go check out his inventory. He has some good stuff. The Shave Mercantile.com. And just real quick, you see how quick this thickens up here? It's a wonderful leather. All right, so Mary Ann Bevan was born December 20th, 1874 in Plaistow, Newham, London. So a neighborhood on the outskirts of London. She was one of 8 kids. And in her whole family, nothing remarkable about her family. Nothing weird, nothing strange, nothing stuck out. It was a working class family, so they came from a humble background. All right, Lord Platinum blade, Lord Razor. First use of the blade too. Might cut myself. Haven't used this razor or this blade in a long time. But hopefully not. And this razor is a little bit more on the aggressive side. Not terrible, but in my opinion it is. All right, so Mary married a man by the name of Thomas Bevan in 1902 or 1903. Nothing unremarkable about the marriage. I couldn't find a lot on Thomas. He was a farmer. Whoops. Snagged my skin on my cheekbones. You see that? That scared me. He was a farmer. And Mary and Thomas had 4 kids. 2 boys and 2 girls. Healthy kids. Nothing unremarkable about the kids. Just healthy kids. So, unfortunately, in 1914, I forgot to mention too, sorry, backtrack a little bit. Mary became a nurse in 1894. She studied or qualified to become a nurse. I don't think there was a lot of studying back. There might have been back in those days, but she qualified to become a nurse in 1894. Forgot to mention that. So Thomas unfortunately passed away in 1914. And unfortunately, her income as a nurse was not sufficient to take care of her family on her own. So not only did Mary find herself a widow, but unfortunately, as was the case back in those days, the man was the breadwinner. Don't get angry at me, anybody. This is historically the case. I'm one to talk these days because my wife's the breadwinner. I've been a stay-at-home dad for about 12 years now. So I'm not going off on any tangent here or anything. Just stating what was. A lot of women back in those days, and these are men that worked in very dangerous professions. Shipbuilding and fishing and things like that. Anything. And they died, and the women just were left helpless. Not that they were helpless, they just didn't, have the jobs that paid well back then. So, Mary, just trying to get my beard line real quick, didn't know what to do. And here's where life kind of started really screwing her. Is shortly after her husband passed away, she began to show signs of a condition known as acromegaly. And it's a disorder in adults in which the pituitary gland produces too much growth hormone. Thank Andre the Giant. He had acromegaly. It's also known as gigantism. But the proper term, the proper scientific term for it is acromegaly. So not only did she lose her husband, could not support her family, but now she had what was at the time incurable, it's still incurable condition. Back in those days, medicine being what it was, it was something you had. That was it. It's easier to treat nowadays, but it's back then, no. So it's incurable, can last years or be lifelong. Is usually caused by a non-cancerous tumor. In middle-aged adults are most commonly affected. By the way, when I was researching this scared the hell out of me. Just the amount of things that that can happen to you. Human body's a wonderful thing, isn't it? It is, isn't it? Isn't. So her hands and feet grew too large. Her forehead and jaw bulged. And her nose grew large. Big nose. All right, so you saw the photo of her kind of on the cover of this video, but here's a photo of her right there. It's really sad. I don't know the date of this photo, but that's her in the apex of her condition. One of the photos of her. So I couldn't find why she wasn't a nurse any longer. I'm guessing it had to do with her appearance. Because I think back in those days, they could probably straight up say, you're ugly as sin, and fire you. But I could not find out why she was, more than likely because she had to take care of her kids, is what I'm assuming. Is she just couldn't work the nurse job anymore, to stay home and take care of her children. But she was only able to do the occasional odd job, while her condition just steadily worsened. So while she was working on a farm doing one of these odd jobs, a farmer allegedly stated that all she was good for was the ugly woman competition. In quotations. Which is a pretty jacked up thing to say. However, if this is true, she took those words to heart, and she entered, in order to earn money for her children to eat, she entered a homeliest woman competition. She beat 250 other competitors for this competition and won. And I think she won easily. But this started the, got the ball rolling, as we say. So once she realized that she was able to win, and it was a combination of that and the fact that she won, garnered attention from sideshow owners. This is where it gets sad. By the way, I haven't reloaded this brush. It's just been sitting here on the countertop waiting for me to relather. I do need some more water, however, look at that. But that's how good this stuff is. Just re-agitate it. Like my 7-year-old daughter. Agitate it and it gets going. Sorry, Abby, love you. Hope you're having a good day at school, baby. I mean that in a loving way. She got mad at me in the car this morning. I've been driving him to school this year. She was playing with the cup holder. And she kept leaning on it like an armrest, and I got onto her and she got so mad at me. And I try really hard to give him a good morning before school. Try not to get onto him, Because if the day starts with them getting griped at, that's no good, so. Love you, honey. So, Mary got the attention of sideshow owners. Sorry about the water. And her doctor had told her her condition is only going to worsen. And due to that, she decided to embrace it. And she capitalized on it. She decided to capitalize on it completely for the sake of her kids. So in 1920, Mary answered an ad from Barnum and Bailey Circus, the Barnum and Baileys. They wanted, and these are quotes used, they wanted an ugly woman, nothing repulsive, maimed, or disfigured. She sent them a recent photo of herself, and they stated she had, again quotes, the face of an ugly woman that was not unpleasant. And here's a photo of her during her circus days. I believe that photo, just for her in the white robe and everything, just with the hands the way they are, I think that was a photo of her while she was being displayed in the sideshow. I think people would walk in and she'd be standing there looking like that. And everyone would ooh and ugh. So sad. So she began performing at Coney Island Dreamland, which was one of the biggest sideshow locations on Earth. So she was the big leagues while she was working Barnum and Bailey. So her life has a good and bad twist to it. When she was working in Coney Island, she was 5'7", weighed 154 pounds. She had a size 11 shoe, which is the size I wear, and size 25 hands. Now, as far as size 25, I'm assuming they mean thumb to pinky, 25 inches. I think, if I understood correctly. However, it said that she bore the humiliation calmly and would smile as people would jeer and all that stuff. Because, as it turns out, here's a photo of a postcard she was in. She would charge $12 a postcard, just for the postcard. $12 in the early 1900s. It's a lot of money. A lot. So, after only 2 years of performing in New York, she earned over 20,000 pounds, which is roughly the equivalent of $1.6 to $1.8 million in 2022. In 2 years. So, she not only was able to feed her kids, she also bought all 4 of them an education. So she went above and beyond for them. So that's pretty cool. You know, let me wash this off real quick and I'll get into it. One sec, guys. So, anyone who's a parent, you know, man, you do what you got to do for your kids, but that's like one of the saddest things I've ever heard. And she did it. She swallowed her pride and she did it. Just, you know, having my son's birthday and then finding that, and then I'm just ruminating on how quick my kids are growing up, just all this stuff. You know, I was in full dad mode yesterday and I found that, so that just really struck a chord with me. So that's why, I mean, technically it's a piece of history, but it's a little different, a little sad, but okay, so she got him an education. She was able to feed him. Real quick, I want to show you this photo. There's her kids. It's a photo of her with her children. So that's pretty cool. She was able to provide for all of them. So here's some more good news about her. She found romance with a draft keeper in 1929. I couldn't find anything on him. All I found was his name was Andrew. She also, during this time, got her first ever in her life makeover. And she went to a New York beauty parlor. Had everything. Pedicure, all that stuff. Makeup. Whole 9 yards. Unfortunately, she passed away at the age of 59. December 26, 1933. It said it was natural causes. I saw the Andre the Giant documentary, and I think almost certainly every time someone has that condition, they're going to die of heart failure. It's a combination of their heart becoming huge. Andre the Giant had a heart the size of a baseball mitt when he passed away. So it's a combination of your heart being huge and just malfunctioning because of that, but also pumping blood through a humongous body. It's just usually it's heart failure. So she more almost certainly passed away from heart failure. Her memory remained pretty obscure until, what the hell is going on here? Give me one sec. Hey, sorry about that, technical difficulties. So, I forget what that's called, inhibitor. That popped off, so got to be very careful. A fluke, I would imagine. No big deal. You got to shake this stuff up pretty well, though. It's really cool because you can see the ingredients in it. You did a great job with it. All right. Just got to be very careful. Don't get too much. There we go. So anyway, her memory was obscure. Oh, this is really good stuff. Until the early 2000s. An endocrinologist from the Netherlands happened to be in England, and he found a birthday card just sitting there on the shelf. And on the cover of this card was Mary Bevan. And the card was making fun of her. All these years later. And he knew who she was, I think, based on his profession, the endocrinologist. And immediately felt upset that I won't say the name of the card company, they're still around today, was upset that the card company was doing that, using her image. So he actually went on a bit of a crusade to do away with it and have the card removed, which ultimately it was. So the card was thankfully discontinued. Peppered plum. Bomb. Hello, Liz. From Crown and Crane, she makes wonderful stuff. Just talked to her yesterday, had a good conversation with her. She's busy, busy. Busy as a one-armed coat hanger, as John Kearney would say. Hello, John. Busy as a firehouse ladder. Man, that bay mixed with that plum really comes out. Oh, that smells good. Wow. Sorry. So anyway, the card was removed. So it's really cool. All these years later, there were people fighting for her. So one thing I wanted to say for last, there's two videos I'm going to show you. And they're two pictures I want to show you. And they're both photos of what Mary looked like before her condition. And this really kind of drives it home. So, here's a photo of Mary before her condition when she was a nurse. She was very pretty. It's so sad. Look at that. It's beautiful. And now, here's a photo, side by side. The first photo, so yeah, this photo was when she was younger, I think before she was a nurse. That's the first photo of her I could find, the earliest, before she was a nurse. And then the photo, of course, is after her condition. And here's that photo. She was beautiful. Very pretty. So, it's real sad. That condition still exists today. It's just a lot easier to treat. And it's nothing like it was in the early 1900s, obviously. They just, like consumption. You got it and that was it. Medicine wasn't enough. It wasn't understood enough. So, but yeah, that was Mary Bevan. She was buried. Really the only thing she asked of her kids in return was that when she passed away, she'd be buried in England, which she was. So, yeah, that'll do it. 29 minutes, a little longer than I meant for it to be, but that's okay. People tell me not to worry about the time, which I try not to. Appreciate y'all watching, especially if you watch to the end. You got that bonus of seeing her if you stayed to the end anyways. So Sangria or any of Ethan's soaps, go try them out. They're really good. You get your bang for your buck. 4 ounces of really good soap for 15 bucks. Ethan's a great guy. You'll be supporting a really good dude and local artisan to the area in Tennessee. Oh, so appreciate it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thought I'd share that shirt. It's one of my favorites. Applies to me in every way. So thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. Happy shaving. And till next time, take care. Be safe. Enjoy the last little snippets of summer.